Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you for joining us today. We continue with the Damodara Lila and the 10th canto, 9th chapter. Today we'll be looking at the 16th verse. So, up to now, just a very quick summary of the Lila. This Lila is spread over 2 chapters in the Srimad Bhagavad Purana, and it shows the importance of this Lila. It's just showing the naughty nature of Krishna, but it's showing the sweetness of Krishna together with his majesty as well. And over the centuries and millenniums, this pastime has been really glorified by the acharyas, and many books have been written by many acharyas on this pastime. So very important pastime, and we celebrate it all month. So Yashoda Mai was busy in the kitchen, churning the butter and looking after the boiling milk. At the same time, she was feeding Krishna, but the boiling milk caught her attention, and she went to save the milk. Because the nature of the devotees they're very kind. But Krishna was not pleased with that, because he was stopped from feeding from his mother. And he threw a tantrum, first time at home. First time. Up to now, loads of complaints were made to Mother Yashoda, but Goody Two Shoes always got away with it. But this time, he was so upset. He didn't care even if he upset his mother. And that has consequences, because Yashoda Mai is an extremely powerful personality. Her love can dominate Krishna, hence her power. So she ran after him with a stick, and she caught him, which is amazing, because so many personalities try to catch the Supreme Lord but are not able to. But this gopi, chubby gopi, caught him, and she also gave him a bit of a hard time. She wanted to tie him up for his naughtiness to a wooden mortar. But every time they tried to tie him up with this rope, or all the rope they could get, it was always 2 fingers short. So this verse describes now this 2 fingers short.
So this is verse 16. Yadasit tadapi nyunam tenaryapi sandade tadapi dwangulam nyunam yadyad adata bandhanam. Translation: this new rope also was short by a measurement of 2 fingers, and when another rope was joined to it, it was still 2 fingers too short. As many ropes as she joined, all of them failed. That shortness could not be overcome.
So acharyas have commentated on this. I think Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, especially that they had a lot of Gomata, 900,000 Gomatas in their Goshala, Nand Baba. And it is said that in time they brought all of that rope that was used for the Gomatas to tie Krishna. To tie Krishna. And sorry. And all of that was unsuccessful. It was the mystical, majestic power of Krishna that it just was not enough to bind him. And this shows that no one can bind the Lord unless he allows it. And this is where Krishna's greatness manifests itself. So should we do this also as well?
Verse 17. Evam swagehe damani yashoda sandati api gopinam sushmayatinam samyanti vishmita bhavat. Translation: Thus Mother Yashoda joined whatever ropes were available in the household, but still she failed in her attempt to bind Krishna. Mother Yashoda's friends, the elderly gopis in the neighborhood, were smiling and enjoying the fun. Similarly, Mother Yashoda, although laboring in that way, was also smiling. All of them were struck with wonder.
So this is due to the majesty of Krishna. This also combines majesty and sweetness, because Krishna as a baby was extremely sweet to look at, to deal with, and the sweetness mixed in with the greatness. This is one of the few Leelas where both are combined. Usually we see the greatness, like in the Mahabharata, in the Bhagavad Gita, we see the Lord's greatness, which is more prominent than his sweetness. But in this Leela, both are present, but the greatness does not overshadow the sweetness. They are both prevalent. So this is one of the reasons why this pastime is such an important pastime, because it shows the greatness of Krishna, but it shows the sweetness as well. And they're both very compatible with each other. Sometimes the greatness of somebody can overpower the sweetness, and you can't see beyond the opulence. But here you can see both. You can see the opulence and you can see the sweetness. Really powerful. Every piece of rope added was intact in its original length, but the aggregate shrank, so it was always 2 fingers short. This is the mystical power of Krishna. All the rope in the village, palace, cowshed was used, but it was not to be. Nonetheless, although tired, Yashoda Mai did not give up, and her determination was an expression of her love. The same can be said of her anger and of her sense of obligation to discipline Krishna. Indeed, her entire being was a manifestation of maternal love, and so Krishna accepted her chastisement as such. So sometimes service can be a little tricky, a little difficult, but Yashoda Mai gives us the example that one doesn't give up and carries on. Prabhupada had the same mood. When he came first to the West, it was a really challenging first year. It was very, very tough. Often Prabhupada would go to the steamer ship company and look at the timetable. When's the next boat out? Back to Vrindavan. But he never gave up. He never returned back until he was successful. So these are great devotees showing great examples of persistence. When you know something needs to be done, even though it may be a little challenging, can be a little tough, one doesn't give up, one carries on. And ultimately, everything is dependent on the Supreme Lord anyway. So if it's successful or not, it's his prerogative to make it successful or not. But we have to endeavor. Prabhupada was endeavoring to fulfill the order of his spiritual master. And Yashoda Mai was endeavoring to show her maternal responsibility towards Krishna. And those driving points guided their service. So we also will have guides when we're doing our service, and we can utilize those guides and understand from them what should be done, what shouldn't be done. Sometimes service can be so laborious and it may not be worth the effort. So sometimes you have to take a judgment call and maybe guided by seniors. But generally speaking, if service is given or one's duty is there, like Mata Yashoda's duty or Prabhupada's service from his guru, one perseveres. One doesn't give up because it's difficult. However, Krishna thought, there is no match. There is no one to match the loving devotion of my mother. I exist by the grace of the dust of her lotus feet. But that love alone is not sufficient to restrain me. 2 more things are required. And this is the significance of the 2-finger gap. So I think devotees know this. We've talked about it before. What are the two fingers representing? What is the two finger gap representing?
Endeavor by the devotee and Krishna's love for them.
Yeah, Krishna's permission, his mercy. Until my devotee exert themselves fully in service, bhakta parishram, fully in service. And until I take compassion on them or love for them, yes, that's right. Mat kripa apta. I do not become theirs. So love is necessary. You won't even get close to Krishna without this loving devotion. For to speak of doing the service and having his compassion. So this love is very important. Having this loving attitude. But these two aspects, seva and kripa, are very, very key if we want to become close to Krishna. Seva is important, as we've already discussed, because that actually purifies us. It qualifies us to love Krishna in the first place. So we try to do our very, very best. And, what seva can we possibly do for Krishna? We're nothing. So we can't really do anything. But just like the squirrel, he could only lift very little stones to fill the gaps in the bridge to Lanka. But the Lord accepted that service on an equal platform to Hanuman's, who was lifting huge boulders and making great inroads to making the bridge to Lanka. But yet the Lord accepted both service in terms of the quality. Quantity did not even matter. So quantity-wise, we cannot do anything. But quality-wise, we can. We can control the quality of our service. So if we do anything, we do it with full heart, with happy smile, even though it may be tough and challenging. We do it with a happy smile, because this is Krishna's service, and feel obliged, feel grateful that he's given something for us to do. And then the compassion flows. He hasn't got much choice in some senses. If he sees the effort, the compassion will flow, because he is compassionate by nature. Radharani is compassionate by nature. So if the service is there, the compassion will flow. It is, of course, Krishna's prerogative, but when he sees the effort, his heart will melt. So, and there she goes. She's got him, getting him tied up, trying to get him tied up. Okay. Okay, no, actually, let's stop. Good point. Because let's stop there. Any questions? Any comments? Naniben, are you happy with the comments today?
There's just one question. When you said that the month of Kartik is for Radharani's month, why is that, Prabhuji?
Because the original Damodara manifested in Golok, in the spiritual world. I believe that one time, correct me if I'm wrong, Radharani was upset with Krishna. He was late, as Krishna always is. But how was he late? Go on.
So when he was late, Radharani asked, why are you late? So he said, I had so many things to do for my mother. It's Govardhan, so I had to do this, that, and the other. She said, well, still, okay, you're late, but you're very late, I can't accept your excuses anymore. So then she took out her golden belt and tied him to a tree.
Oh.
So that's why we say Radha Damodar. Not that's where that term comes from, Radha Damodar. Because Radharani tied Krishna around the belly with with her belt. But that only happens up in Golok Vrindavan, not here.
Although there was somewhere, one of the acharyas wrote that whilst when Yashodamai was tying him and failing to do so.
The last rope was from Radharani's hair, which helped to tie him up.
Which did the final job. So Radharani's love is so intense and deep.
Amazing, that isn't it, Radharani's? Amazing.
And the name Kartik actually comes from Kirtida, who's the mother of Radharani. So Radharani's name was Kirtika, which again translates to Kartika or Kartik.
Poor Krishna is bound by everybody then. Radharani ji, Yashodamaiya.
Yeah.
Bless him. Oh dear.
Well, he was crying that hey, I give shelter to the whole world, but who gives shelter to me when I'm being beaten up like this?
I'm in my corner.
But of course, he loves it. This is
he loved it.
Absolutely loves this. He loves this far greater than him being placed on the altar and arti being performed to him. So this is what he relishes. This is the pastimes that because the devotee is treating him as him, they're not looking at it from any other direction. They're not thinking, he's the Supreme Lord, better, restrain ourselves a little bit. They go for it to the fullest extent. And he just gets captivated by their mood and their love.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
So you were saying something else when I carried on a bit.
No.
Okay.
That was fine.
Surinder, anything you'd like to add?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, I have got a verse from Nanda Maharaj. Silanityananda Chandram Patita Sharanadam Gauradam Tam Bhajeham. So verse from Nanda Maharaj is as follows. Nitya Parshadapi Sarvatmana Shri Krishna Srayam Prarthayante Manaso Vritayo Nasyo Krishna Padam Bhujasrayaha Vacho Bhidayinil Namnam Kayastat Pravanadishu Sri Nandasya. That is Nanda Maharaj. Translation: even the eternal associates of the Lord pray wholeheartedly for his shelter. So Nanda Maharaj is saying as follows: O Uddhava, may our thoughts take refuge in the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. May our words be the chanting of his holy names, and may our bodies be engaged in making obeisance unto him. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Prabhu. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. Oh, yes. And let's have a look at Jayanti's. Let me just. She's done a very nice arrangement today. Let's see.
It was yesterday, actually. I haven't had a chance to do anything today.
Let's see if anybody can recognize what it is. Okay. Good. Okay.
Right.
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Yes. I read somewhere that Krishna and Radharani are the same person. Radharani is the Lord, is Krishna's energy. I need your comments, Prabhu, on it.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. Radha and Krishna are one.
Oh, one, yes.
But to perform Lila, they're separate.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
It is they are doing such a Lila for us so that we can understand what's happening in the spiritual world, in Vaikuntha.
Yeah.
Not Vaikuntha, in Golok Vrindavan, because Vaikuntha, it's a place when we can go and come back. And Goloka Vrindavan, once you reach there, you will not be here.
But even
We
Vaikuntha,
are-
Vaikuntha, do we come back? I
no,
don't-
not from Vaikuntha.
Yes.
No,
Not
no.
from Vaikuntha.
No, no.
Vaikuntha, you stay there. Because those who go to Vaikuntha, that is their mood of awe and reverence. That's how they want to serve the Lord.
I want to say that when you go to Vaikuntha, you can come here in this material world to do whatever Lila. But in the Goloka Vrindavan, I've read somewhere that Goloka Vrindavan, once you go over there, you will not come back here.
Maybe voluntarily you can shift from Vaikuntha, but you're not thrown back into the material world. From Vaikuntha, because if you reach Vaikuntha, you're eternally liberated. But maybe you can come back as in when you want. But even from Golok, many of our Goswamis, they're all from Golok as manjaris, So they do come, especially when Krishna does his Lila or Chaitanya does his Lila.
To accompany him.
Yeah, they accompany him. Sometimes they come even separately,
Yes.
Like Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He's,
Yes.
is it Nayan Manjari? I can't remember now. Bhakti Siddhanta, he's also a Manjari from the spiritual world. But they come because they want, they're acting as agents, messengers of Krishna to take us back.
Bhakti Vinod Thakur is a very elevated soul, Prabhu. So many books.
So many
I
songs.
show you, it's very, very interesting. I used to read his books. It's very, very interesting, Prabhu. Very interesting. I like them.
Very true, very true. Okay, let's show you. She's got absolutely nothing else to do in her life. Actually, no, she has.
Wow.
Damodara.
That's it.
And then we have, she reckons they're manjaris. She's made it, so there must be manjaris. And then we have. Anybody guess what this is? Who this is? What is this?
Radharani. Ah,
Oh,
Okay, I'll give you a hint.
it's Goloka Vrindavan? No.
Yeah, Prabhuji, they are doing the swing faster for them.
Swing festival.
the swing festival.
Yeah,
Festival.
yeah,
That's
swing
it.
festival. And
Dulan
the
Yatra.
Radharani say, please slow
Dulan
down,
Yatra.
slow down.
Wow, Mataji, you must take a long time to do all this.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
very
No, it
lovely.
didn't take that long. It just
You've got so many gopis and wow, lovely.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
thank you.
I wish Asha would come with me, then we could show it to her. She's,
I can
Very
send a
beautiful.
picture of it to her.
yeah.
Very beautiful, Jayanti Mataji, well
Thank you.
done.
How long it's going to stay like this, Mataji?
I'll change it tomorrow. I try to do a different Leela every day. But
Okay.
if she wants to come tomorrow, I can wait. Let me know.
I will let you know. I mean,
Yeah.
tomorrow I'm going to her house to stay tomorrow because she wants to be at her own house. So I'll be at her house. Now, if she wants to come,
In
if
the
she
morning,
agrees to come,
yeah,
I think, is it okay with you if we come there?
yeah, that's fine.
Is it okay? All right.
That's fine. Yeah,
All right. Okay. I shall let you know.
no problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.